Hello and welcome to another very quick top tip video. In this video I'm going to show you how to make use of the terrain paint, which I will link to in the description below and I've already shown you how to make, and make use of that with sand sifted over the top to create a very hard wearing and also nicely textured surface onto which you can flock or static grass or whatever you wish to do. So without any further ado, I'll point the camera down and show you this very quick technique. What I'm now going to do is apply the scenic paint over this undergrass model and then scatter sifted sand over the top as a base. So first of all, I have my paintbrush. I just use a rough terrain brush. I have a number of these that I use of different sizes, and they're very cheap brushes brought from the supermarket, I believe. This is the terrain paint, which I have a video for. As I say, I will link that in the description below. And as simple as what you do is, you can see that my brush was quite wet, which is what you want. Quite a wet brush. Paint the terrain paint on, like so, over everywhere you want it. On this, I want it over the entire model apart from the hatch. Don't paint too much at any one time, because otherwise it dries, particularly when it's going over the top of Luke's APS modelling compound. That does seem to like to pull moisture into it. So we'll do that, and we'll be very careful as we're going around the edge of the hatch. So that'll do for now. A little bit more moisture on it. And then, as simple as it is, get your sifted sand. Now this has gone through a very fine sieve, so it's not got any pebbles in it at all. It is just sand, and we're not being very scientific there, we just dump it on. So I'll zoom that in a bit so that you can see, and I'll carry on with the next section a little bit more zoomed in. That's how long you need to leave it for. What I'll do now is pick this up, empty it onto the paper below where it can then be recovered from, and you can see there that there's a little bit here which had dried. So we'll wet our brush again a little bit and put some more paint on there and drop a little bit more sand on it. And it is as simple as that. So if you do find that you've missed, it really isn't the end of the world. So let's carry on, putting more terrain paint. As I say, it does need to be quite wet, because what then happens is it soaks up with the sand, and then you get a really good bind with the PVA. So we'll carry on with this. I may come back into that little bit there with a slightly finer brush, but that's also fine, because once it's on, once the sand is on it, you can work very close to where you've worked in the past without any risk really whatsoever. There we are. I was able to get in there even with this big brush. Right. Just like that. Wait a couple of seconds. Not very long at all. Upend it. And there you are. Final section. See here again, it's dried a little bit before I got the sand down. This is why you need to add the sand. Maybe I've been doing this slightly in two big batches, but that's fine because it's so easy to fix those kind of missed areas. You literally add your sport paint and then throw some more sand on. So there you have it, really simple, and it works really well for all sorts of different types of terrain. Of course you can make the paint up in whatever colour you wish, and also you can use other types of things as scatter. You could even go with just PVA, watered down PVA, and do a mix of dirt and grout. I know a lot of people on YouTube talk like that. This is the same technique. Paint it on, scatter it over, wait for it to dry a little bit, and then empty it off and see where you've missed. Really simple. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do subscribe. I really enjoy making these videos and I love the fact that you're watching them. And don't forget to ding the bell so that whenever one of these goes live, you do know that that's happening. And last but by no means least, thank you very much for watching Beard Clipper.